never said by me. It was made up by him, just like Russia was made up, just like the 51 intelligence agents are made up, just like the new thing with the 16 economists are talking. It's the same thing. 51 intelligence agents said that the laptop was Russia disinformation. It wasn't. That came from his son Hunter. It wasn't Russia disinformation. He made up the suckers and losers, so he should apologize to me right now. Four-star general standing to your side who's on your staff who said you said it. Period. That's number one. And number two, the idea that I have to apologize to you for anything along the line. We've done more for veterans than any president has in American history. American history. And they now are their family. The only sacred obligation we have as a country is to care for our veterans when they come home and their families and equip them when they go to war. That's what we're doing. That's what the VA is doing now. They're doing more for veterans than ever before in our history. All right, thank you so much. The topic of foreign policy. I want to begin with Russia's war against Ukraine, which is now in its third year. Former President Trump, Russian President Vladimir Putin says he'll only end this war if Russia keeps the Ukrainian territory it has already claimed and Ukraine abandons its bid to join NATO. Are Putin's terms acceptable to you? First of all, our veterans and our soldiers can't stand this guy. They can't stand him. They think he's the worst commander-in-chief, if that's what you call him, that we've ever had. They can't stand him. So let's get that straight. And they like me more than just about any of them. And that's based on every single bit of information. As far as Russia and Ukraine, if we had a real president, a president that knew, that was respected by Putin, he would have never invaded Ukraine. A lot of people are dead right now, much more than people know. You know, they talk about numbers. You can double those numbers, maybe triple those numbers. He did nothing to stop it. In fact, I think he encouraged Russia from going in. I'll tell you what happened. He was so bad with Afghanistan. It was such a horrible embarrassment, most embarrassing moment in the history of our country, that when Putin watched that and he saw the incompetence, that he should have fired those generals, like I fired the one that you mentioned. And so he's got no love lost, but he should have fired those generals. No general got fired for the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country, Afghanistan, where we left billions of dollars of equipment behind. We lost 13 beautiful soldiers, and 38 soldiers were obliterated. And by the way, we left people behind too. We left American citizens behind. When Putin saw that, he said, you know what? I think we're going to go in and maybe take this was his dream. I talked to him about it, his dream. The difference is Ukraine never, and just like Israel would have never been invaded in a million years by Hamas. You know why? Because Iran was broke with me. I wouldn't let anybody do business with them. They ran out of money. They were broke. They had no money for Hamas. They had no money for anything. No money for terror. That's why you had no terror at all during my administration. This place, the whole world is blowing up under him. President Biden? I've never heard so much malarkey in my whole life. The fact of the matter is that a right situation where, let's take the last one first. Iran attacked American troops.
I let you think you got a little chance beginning, and I come in crazy.
Caused brain damage for a number of these troops, and he did nothing about it. Recently, not when he was president. They attacked. He said they're just having headaches. That's all it is.
Put the what on there?
When the attack took place, number one. Number two, we got over 100,000 Americans and others out of Afghanistan during that narrative. Number three,
And coming up next, it's a UFC welterweight division matchup. It is the UFC's unofficial home base, T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas, Nevada, and 18,000 plus are expected on hand tonight for what should be an epic UFC live event.
It is going to be a phenomenal fight night in a fantastic arena. T-Mobile Arena, the home of the UFC.
Oh, here's the head kick. It's blocked.
Big, powerful punch lands. Now he gets back to range.
Ooh.
Beautiful body kick lands right under the elbow.
And they're exchanging leather early. Well placed with the kick. Oh!
He needs to start looking to finish. He's in trouble.
Back to the feet. Big knee to the body. Oh, straight right. Well, now if you're the opponent, you really got to be careful as Diaz is able to find a home for that right hand yet again.
When Diaz starts landing the right hand, you have got to stay firm. You have got to dig your heels in the ground and say, no way you're going to just run me over. Easier said than done when you're facing Nathan Diaz.
Nice. Oh, combination lands, and it seemed like almost every strike found the target.
He's so accurate when he decides to attack. It is a sight to behold.
Continues to mix it up, going to the head mix. Wow!
He's in trouble. He's hurt bad. Now look at him jumping in to try to get the finish.
All right, well, he's got him softened up here. Just over 3 minutes to go. Diaz gets hit by that leg kick.
Big punch lands over the top. How's he going to follow this one up? Look at him working at trying to shut the liver down.
Oh, and there he goes, working off that jab again. How's your jab?
I mean, the jab's nice. Oh, he's hurt bad. He's hurt bad, John. He's got to press him. He's got to go chase that finish down now.
Oh, spinning back fist. He didn't telegraph that one at all. Good series of strikes for him there, staying. Oh! Back to the feet.
Dude's hurt. Serve him up. Go get him.
Spinning back fist. Combination lands for him. He is really putting his strikes together tonight.
I mean, he's feeling himself tonight, John. He's doing a great job of putting everything together.
Oh, man, how is he standing? Brutal knee to the body. Oh! Starting to do some really significant damage to the body here. Another strike lands there.
Straight punch lands.
Much improved defensively as he blocks the shot. Oh, vicious uppercut. Wow.
Every time these guys come together, man, you just hear the punches and everything landing.
Oh.
What a fantastic strike to throw at the exact right moment. He deserves this moment. Go finish his fight. Oh, big punch lands.
Oh! Timing his shots nicely here, champ.
He's doing a great job of mixing everything up and using a lot of diverse strikes.
And they separate. Oh!
He needs to start looking to finish now because he's got his opponent hurt very bad.
Oh, straight right. Nice. Oh!
He got it bad!
All right, so he's sort of turtled up here. Not great body language. Perhaps he's trying to bait him in a little bit. Gets up again here, but hurting. That knee might have landed there. So we cross the 30-second mark in our opening round.
Punch over the top.
Man, he's timing his shots nicely. It's like Tom Brady out there. He hasn't missed the target.
I mean, you insist on bringing in Tom Brady. Stop it, John, stop it.
Oh, that's a good right hand. Oh!
He's in trouble. He's hurt bad. You got him.
Oh! And just like that, the fight is over.
Wow! Wow! What What a performance!
Yeah, that right there is a high-level knockout, ladies and gentlemen. Crowd absolutely loving it. Just a perfect shot to end the fight. Landed flush. I'm not even sure his opponent saw it coming. So a huge, huge win for that young fighter here tonight. All right, we'll take a look back at the highlights. You know we're going to find that nasty head kick somewhere in this highlight rip. Just an incredible result for him here tonight.
A very nice head kick to finish the fight. But don't ignore all the work he did with his hands. And give credit to the opponent. The opponent was in there every step of the way. And in order to get a fight of the night like he got tonight, both guys have to be willing to participate.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Yves Levines called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 57 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by knockout assassin.
Well, he's smiling ear to ear, and why not after a knockout like that? I need to take it to the after party tonight.
I mean, this is what dreams are made of. You dream of the knockout like this, and then the party after, where you and all your coaches get to celebrate the great handiwork.
And coming up next, it's a UFC welterweight division matchup.
You ready?
All right, let's get this one started here. Round one is underway. And we've got a striker who is a force to be reckoned with. Tonight, though, he draws a guy who can do a little bit of everything.
And that guy is usually the one that will have the advantage. But we know what a high-level striker is.
Oh! And now he lands a combination. Oh, he might be out.
That one was thrown to end the fight.
Yeah.
Look at him chopping the wood. Chop the wood.
Oh!
Leg kick. He's in trouble. He's hurt bad.
Vicious combo there. Oh, straight right. Well, DC, headgear's not allowed, but he has raised the hands, and he's doing a nice job protecting the dome.
He's doing a great job of blocking his head. A lot of times, those shots to the head will knock you out. Not this time. This guy's making sure nothing lands. Nice. Oh, just opening up on him now.
Whiffs on the right hand. Oh!
What a fantastic strike to throw at the exact right moment. He deserves this moment. Go finish his fight.
Strong hook lands. And we got a fight on our hands. Oh, he lands a huge knee to the body. Oh!
Oh, he's hurt bad. He's hurt bad, John. He's got to press him. He's got to go chase that finish down now.
Oh! Massive kick to the head. Just over 3 minutes to go in our first round.
Big, powerful punch lands. Now he gets back to range.
Oh! And just like that, the fight is over.
He got him!
Yeah, that was just a gorgeous shot to end the fight right there. I'm not even sure the opponent really saw it coming. So back to the drawing board for him. But for the winner, this is certainly exactly what he was looking for here tonight. Well, he's going to enjoy watching this one back. Let's take a look at the replay of the knockout just a moment ago.
It was right hand after right hand after right hand. Finally, he found the one that hit the exact sweet spot that ended his opponent's night.
Well, hard to perform much better than he did tonight. A huge knockout under the lights. They'll be talking about that one for some time.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Dan Bergliano calls a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 56 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by knockout assassin.
Well, he's smiling ear to ear, and why not after a knockout like that? I need a ticket to the after party tonight.
I mean, this is what dreams are made of. You dream of the knockout like this, and then the party after, where you and all your coaches get to celebrate the great handiwork.